back and watch, that's what you do anyway. Keeping it sexy, I'm keeping it high. Do what I want, cause I am what you not. 150 on shoes with the spots on my blind. Get the exposure, I'm taking your spot. Then look on the charts anytime that I drive. Keep it diverse, I can't be in no box. Fuck on the boat, I'ma fuck on the yacht. Blowing the back as I get them to guys. Nigga, you think you the better, that nigga can never do it how I do it. You low on your figures, you broken, you bitter, that Suno can never do it how I do it. Bitch, yeah, know I get fluent. Who wanna do it? I'm ready like sensates. You all in his ear, telling them lies, but searching for me like some clickbait. I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, ayy. I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, ayy. I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, ayy. I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, ayy. I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, ayy. I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, ayy. I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
What's up? What's up, Lions? It's your boy Mason Jyree, and if you're new to the Lions, then welcome. If you are not new, then you ought to know what's going on here. And what's going on? We're getting bigger and bigger. We're getting better and better, and we are shitting turds. I mean bricks on any and everybody who said we aren't who we are. Listen, Lions, if you're new to the Lions, then welcome. If you are not new, then you already know what's going on here. And like I said, we shitting bricks, we shitting turds. If you have not streamed Ain't No Lover Boy FR, go ahead and stream Ain't No Lover Boy FR for me. I really appreciate all the love. If you have not streamed Bigger, go ahead and stream Bigger for me. If you have not streamed everything Mason Jyree, if you have not gotten into me, Mason Jyree, get into me. I told you I was going to be more consistent with this live special series. I told y'all that, I was going to make sure that I came on here, that I was paying attention, I was on time and everything good and everything like that. So I've been sticking to my word, So yesterday we talked about, y'all know these next couple episodes are about astrology and everything like that. So we talked about, give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, we talked about the planets. This is why I should have pulled my notes up. Before I even, came on here. But it's fine though, because they're right here. They're right here. They are right here. I just want to make sure, because one thing that I'm learning, because it's kind of giving teacher a little bit. And me being me, I want to make sure that I'm giving off the correct curriculum. I want to make sure that I'm giving off the correct curriculum and that I'm telling talking about what we talked about. So yesterday we talked about the planets in astrology. The day before that, we talked about, the zodiac signs and houses in astrology. Yesterday, we talked about the planets in astrology. Today, we're going to talk about putting the planets, the signs in the houses. Okay. And tomorrow we're going to make the birth chart. All right. So yes. I do have a PowerPoint for y'all. Something simple, something quick. I want to make sure that y'all can get it. I want to make sure that y'all can get it. And that is that. So I'm about to share my screen with y'all. I'm definitely about to share my screen with y'all. Pookie butts. I'm pretty sure y'all should be able to see my screen now. If you can't, I don't know what's going on, but you should be able to see it. So yeah, that's that. That is that. Let's get into this though, y'all. Let's get into this for real. Let's get into this. What's up, Brendan? Okay, y'all. So here we go. With the PowerPoint. All right. Okay, y'all. So welcome to my live special series, episode 16. Let's talk about astrology and putting the houses, putting the planets and signs in the houses in astrology. Okay, because this is what's right before making the birth chart. So yeah. So here we go. Let's talk astrology, putting the planets and signs in the houses, So we're going to review what we talked about in the last episode. The last episode, we talked about the planets in astrology. We talked about the moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. In astrology, the planets symbolize different energies and aspects of human nature. Each planet influences personality, expression, behavior, relationships, and life experiences, working together through working together through the zodiac and houses to help shape a person's birth chart and overall life experiences. Remember, I told y'all that tomorrow we're going to create a mock birth chart. Okay. All right, so we're going to review the houses in astrology: the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, and 12th. In astrology, the houses represent different areas of life, a person's experience. While the planets show what energy is being expressed, the houses show where the energy happens to appear, such as relationships, career, home, finances, personal growth. Together, the house helps explain how different parts of life are influenced within a birth chart. In astrology, the house represents different areas of life and a person and personal experience, while the planets show what energy is being expressed. Okay, the houses show where that energy happens to appear, such as relationships, careers, home, finances, personal growth. Together, the houses help explain how different parts of life are influenced. Remember, we talked about the first house, the second house, third house. Remember, we went through all that like 2-3 episodes ago. In astrology, the concept of placing a planet and its zodiac sign in a house means explaining how, what, and where energy is expressed in a person's life. Meaning, the planet represents the energy of a function, the zodiac sign shows the style or personality of that energy, and the house reveals the area of life where it plays out. Okay. So examples. This is where it's very, 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 very important. So we're gonna break this down. I'm gonna break this down for y'all. So we have Venus and Pisces in the 10th house. What do we need to do? So if you meet somebody, if you come across somebody, you meet somebody, and they're like, "Yeah, I have Venus and Pisces in the 10th house." The first thing that you would need to do to figure that out is what do you know about Venus? So what have we learned about Venus? You know, Venus talks about beauty, love, relationships, values, all those good different things like that. And the second thing we would need to do is think about what we know about the 10th house. The 10th house talks about careers, your status, your ambition, how other people perceive you. Okay, and you put those two things together. Okay, you put those two things together. So essentially, having Venus in the 10th house means you come off in the terms of career, public image. You come off very, loving, loving, artistic, colorful, creative, intuitive. That's what this is about. That's what having Venus in Pisces in the 10th house is about. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next step, to the next question. So Moon in Libra in the 7th house. What do we need to do to figure this out? The same thing that we're going to do with the first one. Okay, we're going to do the same thing that we did with the first one, which is we need to figure out what we know about the moon. What do we know about the moon? So we know that the moon represents emotions, instincts, comfort, inner needs, everything like that. The moon sign in astrology is what we know about. The moon sign in astrology is our emotions, how we feel. It's your inner world, your inner needs. Okay. So yes, what do we know about the 7th house? The 7th house talks about partnerships, contracts, marriage, commitment, one-on-one relationships. Also, if you remember from what we've studied before, what is the 7th sign in the 7th house in astrology? Libra. So if a person has moon in Libra in the 7th house, that is a very good placement to have because it's a natal placement. It's a home placement. Okay, let's go to the third one. Mercury in Sagittarius. I specifically put this one on here for Blakis because I know he's a Sagittarius, but I don't think that he's on the live. So yeah, that is that. So Mercury and Sagittarius in the 3rd house. What do we need to do to figure this out? What we need to do to figure this out is what do we know about Mercury? Mercury is a planet of communication. Mercury is a planet of thinking, learning, intellect. What do we know about Sagittarius? Sagittarius is about philosophy, honesty, the big picture mindset. The 3rd house talks about communication, learning, speaking, writing, siblings, your everyday thinking. So when we put those 3 things together, we have a person who is very ambitious, adventurous, philosophical, in their way of thinking, speaking, and writing. I'm pretty sure Mercury in a 3rd house Sagittarius person can be a great writer, a phenomenal writer, maybe like an intuitive writer or anything like that. Okay. So those are pretty much the examples that we just had. I'm not going to make these too long and too drawn out. I'm just going to give it to you straight forward and straight to the point. So what did we just learn? We learned that the planet is what energy is being expressed. Example, the moon is emotions. Mercury is communication. Venus is love. The zodiac sign is how that energy behaves or expresses itself. So for instance, if I have moon in Aries. So when it comes to my emotions, my moon, is very like, rah, 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 but let's say if a person had moon in Libra, their emotions would be very much more balanced, calm, relaxed. If a person had moon in Pisces, their emotions would be more emotional, glossy, everything like that. So the zodiac sign talks about how the emotion or how it's being expressed. Okay. The house is where it is expressed at, where it shows up at. Okay. So remember, we went through the first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house. We went through all these different, these houses in astrology. We did all that. So yeah, so the main thing with putting the planets and signs in the houses in astrology is understanding what the planet does, understanding the house, and understanding the zodiac sign that you're working with. Okay. So yeah, that's just very, 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 very important. I don't know why my numbers aren't doing what they would do if I was just going to go live through. I don't know why my numbers aren't doing what they would do if I was just going to go live on my regular YouTube channel. But with me using this third party streaming service, it's kind of like it's not really adding to it. It's not really adding to my numbers. So I'm going to really work some things out. Tomorrow's episode may be like strictly given through YouTube and not through Restream. And tomorrow we're going to make a mock birth chart. And then after this episode, after the mock birth chart, we're going to get into some more juicy things pertaining to my life and me opening up and being honest about my truth and everything that I've been through. I feel like I'm at a good point to accept myself. And that's where we're at. I didn't want to feel like I was sabotaging myself or rushing myself to speak on my truth. So yeah, so like I was saying, the main thing to remember with astrology, putting the planets and the signs in the houses is understanding what the planet does, understanding the zodiac sign, understanding the house. Once you know all those three things, you can figure anything else out. Tomorrow we're gonna make a mock birth chart together, meaning like we're gonna like go to the birth chart website, type it in, and we're gonna go through everything like that. And like I said, episode 18 will be more so about me speaking up about my truth, my life, and accepting myself. So yeah, so because you never know who's going through what, you never know who needs to hear what, and you never know whose life I can make better just by speaking up about my truth and everything like that. So tomorrow morning, 10:30 sharp. Listen, Lions, I've been here at 10:30 sharp every day this week. I don't know what's going on with the numbers. I think it's like the streaming service, but I'm gonna need for y'all to tune in with me and keep rocking with me, okay? Because I'm making sure that I show up and do my job. I need y'all to make sure y'all do the same thing. So tomorrow morning, we are doing the mock birth chart, episode 18 through 20. We're getting into some more juicy stuff, and then we'll be back on some fun stuff. So yes, I'll see y'all tomorrow morning at 10:30. I love y'all. Keep it hot, keep it spicy. It's your boy Mason Jyree. And if you're new to the Lions, then welcome, welcome, welcome. Keep streaming bigger because we're getting bigger and bigger. Keep streaming Ain't No Lover Boy FR. Keep getting into me like I'm getting into you. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all very, very soon. 10:30 tomorrow morning. À bonsoir. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all very, very soon. 10:30 tomorrow morning. À bonsoir.